With today's home prices, you may be thinking that we're already at the peak, that the home prices are not going to go up anywhere from here. The truth is that homes are becoming unaffordable for many families. However, what if I told you that home prices are actually still very cheap? Home values are still much lower than they were before 2008. It may shock you, but that is the truth. And that's why today we are going to be diving right into this topic, and I'm going to be explaining why home prices are actually still very, very cheap, even though you may think that we're at the peak. So there's no doubt about it that if you compare the price of the same exact house that sold in 2005, 2006, and 2007, that it would sell for about the same price right now. There's no doubt about it. You can look it up yourself. But there is one huge factor that a lot of people are failing to understand that is really telling us why home prices right now are actually still very cheap and have not reached their values from before 2008. And that huge factor right now is inflation and everything being very expensive right now. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about food prices and gas prices. However, if you really think about it, a house that costed $500,000 in 2006 and costs now $500,000 in 2025, while gas prices and food prices have gone up 100, 200, even 300% from those times, then it really doesn't make sense why that house is still worth $500,000 today. So I'm not necessarily talking about that. There's something much bigger, and that is construction material prices and labor prices. See, before the 2008 crisis, my dad was building homes, and the last home that he built before the 2008 crisis was in 2007. And at the time when he was building that last house in 2007, construction material prices and labor prices were so much cheaper than what they are now. And what I'm talking is my dad paid $16,000 for the framing for a 4,000 square foot house with a walkout basement. Now, if you really think about it, that is very, very cheap, and you are never going to find someone to do framing for a house like that for $16,000 today. And that's just one of the examples of how cheap it was to build a house before 2008. What I'm getting at is that construction material prices and labor prices are up 100, 200, and even 300% from 2008. So it absolutely makes no sense why a house that costed $500,000 in 2006, 2007 would cost still $500,000 in 2025. When the labor prices and construction material prices were so much cheaper back then. So theoretically, let's just even call it 100%. Let's say, construction material prices and labor prices went up 100% from 2008, which they went up way more than that, but let's just call it 100%. That $500,000 house in 2007 would now have to cost $1 million for it to really make sense. But let's be honest, we're absolutely nowhere near those kind of values. And that's why I'm saying that home prices are still very, very cheap, even though for a lot of people it may seem like this is the peak and there is no going up from here. But when my dad was building these houses back before 2008, lumber prices like the 2x4 was only $1.50, around there. They were well below $2, and I'm not sure exactly how much they were, but they were around $1.50. Drywall was also much cheaper. It was around $5 or $6. Plumbing material, electrical material, roofing, everything like that. We can go on and on and on. It was so much cheaper back then. And right now, the 2x4 in my area is around $3.46. So we can see that this is actually over 100% more than what it costed back before 2008. The same thing with drywall. It is around $10, even $11 for the half-inch 4x8 drywall, which before it was around $5 or $6. So as we can see, that is around 100% more. And like I said, we can keep going on and talk about these prices, but you guys get the point. It is so much more expensive to build homes right now than it was before 2008, which is also why you see a lot of developers build houses and price them very high, because it's just very expensive to build these houses. The same thing goes with labor costs. It went up so much from there. 100, 200%, even 300% from 2008. So honestly, it just makes sense for those houses to be now worth much more than they were before 2008. So when my dad was building this 4,000 square foot house, he got a loan for $500,000, and he spent absolutely every single one of those last pennies to build this house. And he was planning on selling it for around $700,000 to $800,000 to make a really nice profit. However, that did not happen at all, because as we know, 2008 came and completely washed everything away. That house that costed $500,000 to build was then worth maybe around $200,000. So that's the very sad truth, but that is what it was. And now that same exact house would cost easily $800,000 to build, which now, if you think about it, that house would not sell for $800,000. We would have to price it at $1 million, which it just wouldn't sell for that much. So as you can see, right now, it's actually not even worth building a home unless you are a very big developer that you have, a lot of deals with companies to get much cheaper materials, then I guess for them it can be worth it. But if you want to get into this business, building your homes yourself, it is very, very hard right now. It's very hard to find, good and reliable contractors to build your homes, to finish the home's interior, everything like that, especially ones that are going to do a really good job and they're going to be, friendly and also, with good reviews and someone you can actually trust. So that's the current situation we are in right now. And as you can see, we are nowhere near the prices from before 2008. Even if you compare a house that sold in 2007 for $500,000, it will be the same right now, but we still can't compare them the same because everything is much more expensive now. So me personally, I think that these home prices are still going to be going up. And even if they aren't going to reach that $1 million point for the house that costed $500,000 before 2008, I bet they are not going to go down in value, because it just doesn't make sense when everything is so expensive, because then the developers wouldn't even have a job. They would completely go out of business, which that's what happened in 2008. And for a really long time, from 2008 to 2020, it was not worth building houses. And after 2020, that's when everything picked back up. And a lot of developers, a lot of people themselves were starting to build homes because it was worth it. But even some people that bought houses before 2008, they paid really high prices for those homes. And the value of their house is still underwater. They still wouldn't be able to sell for at least what they bought it for. And even if they would, well, take a look at how long they had to sit in that house before they can finally sell for the same amount that they bought it for. So that's just about what the 2008 crisis did to everyone. And it's the very sad truth, but you have to live with it, and we can only work to prevent this from happening in the future. But that is going to be it for this video. As you can see, this entire situation is very interesting. If you guys found this video interesting and would like to see more content like this, definitely make sure to leave a like on this video and a comment down below what kind of topics you guys would like me to talk about next. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to check out some of my other videos on home renovation projects, like this beautiful basement right here, and also our most recent bathroom modeling project, how we turned this really old and outdated master bathroom and turned it into a very nice and beautiful masterpiece. We expanded this really small corner shower into a large walk-in shower, and I also really like what the clients did with the style of this bathroom. They chose some really nice designs and really nice tiles that just ties everything together and makes it look very good, makes everything pop, and makes it look so modern. I also really like what they did here with the vanity and this door as well leading to the closet. Everything is so nice. I highly recommend this video. But other than that, enjoy the other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.